Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alyssa Meghan. If you have not yet or are new to the channel, please make sure to click the subscribe button and the little bell icon to be notified when I post, which is every Monday and Friday. So, you can already tell by the title, but today we're going to be doing 18 things I've learned in 18 years. So these are just going to be like little life lessons and like life kind of guidelines that I've learned over the last 18 years, because if you don't know, I am 18 now. My birthday was 2 months ago, and honestly I was planning to post it on my actual birthday, but I just didn't end up doing that, and I still want to do this video just because I feel like they're really important, and these are huge basically life lessons that I've learned throughout the 18 years. And I know to some people 18 years might not be a lot, like obviously I still have a lot longer to go, but I feel like even though I'm still young, I've been through some stuff, had experiences, so this is just what I've learned over my 18 years. This is going to be a little bit of a different video. It's going to be more of a sit down talk kind of thing. So if you want to stick around, great. If not, I'll see you in the next video. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so number one thing that I've learned through my 18 years is don't follow other people and be who you are. So I kind of struggled with this for a long time. I didn't really know who I was really, and that sounds like such a cliche like teenager thing to say, like I don't know who I am, but I feel like it's so accurate, and a lot of teenagers I feel like do kind of struggle with that, the whole identity thing of like, who am I, what am I doing, what do I want. I did this thing where I would like choose a person that I thought had a good life, a cool person that I wanted to be like. And I feel like it's fine to be inspired by people and see them as role models, but it's like when you're literally saying like, I want to be like exactly like this person, I feel like that kind of gets dangerous, because then you're not being who you are, you're trying to be another person, and obviously you can't be another person, you're you. Like, it just doesn't work that way. So I struggled with that for a while, but now I'm finally like, this is me, I am who I am, and I don't need to follow other people. Moving on to number two. Number two is do and wear what you want. So this mostly happened with me throughout high school. It was more like, there was kind of stereotypes in my school, I feel like. So it's like, you were labeled as one specific thing, and if you tried to be anything else, you were judged and people talked bad about you and whatever. And I don't know if everyone else felt that way. I completely felt that way, but maybe that's just my experience. Although I talked to some of my friends and they also felt the same way. There were sports teams I wanted to try out for, or outfits that I wanted to wear, but I was like, oh, I can't do that because these people are gonna talk about me. I can't do that because they're gonna judge me. That mentality stopped me from doing so many things, but that is so stupid, and I'll get to this one point later, but your life is not about anyone else. Honestly, this is your life. Do what you want, wear what you want. It's literally up to you, and it shouldn't matter what anyone else says. Number three is always express and say how you feel. I think I'm very like emotional, not in the sense of like, oh, I'll cry for everything, but more in the sense of like, I feel a lot. So if I start to care for somebody, it doesn't just go away. You can hurt me so many times and I will still care for you. That's just the type of person that I am, which sucks sometimes because people take advantage of that a lot. But because of that, I was always stuck in this sense of like, should I say something? Should I not say something? Maybe it's better if I just keep my mouth shut. They don't feel the way I do. Because I was scared of people's reactions to the way that I felt, I kept a lot of the stuff that I felt in, and that is never good. It's never good to bottle up your emotions. That actually takes a toll on you, and so that it started harming me like mentally and emotionally. I was just a disaster. Also, I was worried about making a fool of myself to other people, but once again, that shouldn't matter. You shouldn't be worried about what other people think of you. Even if it ends up messing things up or whatever, at least it's not eating away inside of you. Like, you at least get it out, and it feels a whole lot better once you say something. But the truth is, you never know how someone feels. You never know what people are thinking, and you really can't control it. So you might as well just say what you feel and just let your feelings out so people know. Number 4 is enjoy the little moments. Life is really crazy and it's made up of, yeah, these huge moments, but I feel like the best part of life are mainly in the little moments. And I feel like that's what makes it more happiness. Not relying on the big things to make you happy, but it's finding happiness in the little things. So it could be anything, like just having a sleepover with your friend or driving, listening to like good music. I don't know, it's always the little things that I feel like are way more important. Enjoying the little things makes life kind of easier and it makes it seem lighter. And I think that's very important for life because sometimes things can get really heavy. Number 5 is try not to overthink things and go with the flow. So this is something that I still do. I still struggle with. I overthink everything, and that causes some problems. I feel like some things I've made a mess of because I overthink everything. Honestly, if there's stuff you can't control, there's no point of making yourself sick thinking about it. If it's something you can't control, why are you gonna sit there, worry about it, think about it for so long? You take up so much time. There's so much other stuff you can be thinking about and focusing on and working towards that you don't really have time for overthinking. And if you focus your whole life overthinking, what was it for? Of course it takes work, but honestly it's just better to go with the flow and not get too worked up over things. Number 6 is take the time to realize that small stuff does not matter. Literally small things don't usually matter. There's this phrase that my French teacher in elementary school used to say, and she said, if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't worry about it. And that's something that kind of sticks with me. So if it's just small things, honestly try your best to let it go, because there's really no point in getting worked up over it, and it will just make you feel better in the long run. Number 7, don't let what other people think of you bring you down. This is also something that I was talking about in the beginning. Like I was saying, your life is your life. You're not living it for anyone else. You're not here to please anyone else, and chances are you're not gonna know them for your whole life. Even if it's your friends, if they're your real friends, they're not gonna be judging you. They're not gonna be making fun of you. Your friends should always be supportive. Something that I worried about was YouTube and people finding out about it when I wanted people to know about it, but I was worried that people in my school wouldn't be nice about it or they wouldn't be supportive, and I really didn't want that. I didn't want to deal with that, so I didn't share that I did have a YouTube channel, and I didn't even tell my friends, but eventually, slowly, one by one, they found out, or I did tell them, and they were completely 100% supportive. They still support me. Thank you guys. If you're watching this, I love you. And yeah, so if they're really your friends, if that's something you're worried about, they're not gonna judge you or be upset by you or anything like that. They'll be super supportive. And if anyone that's not your friend or your family or not someone that's supporting you, doesn't really matter. So literally just don't let other people think about you bring you down, because honestly it doesn't matter. Number 8, only you can make yourself happy. So this is a big one. Obviously your friends make you happy, your family makes you happy. The thing is that you can't rely on other people to make you happy. For so long I thought that happiness came from other people. It came from being loved or having so many people around you or having lots of money and like materialistic things. And I realized over the years it's really not about that. Your happiness literally comes from inside you. When you start taking care of yourself and start making choices for yourself, stuff that makes you happy, makes you better, I feel like that's when you start to actually be happy. And I spent so much time thinking that somebody else could make me happy. And I was searching for that for so long, and it was such a waste of time because none of that and no one else made me happy besides myself, because I wasn't happy with me and I wasn't happy with my choices and the way that I was handling things and living my life. And also I wasn't 100% happy with the people that were around me, because those people that I thought could make me happy really made me probably the least happiest I've ever been. Happiness is this crazy thing, and I feel like you have to go through certain things to truly find it and understand what it is. But once you find it, it's like, it's pretty great. When I was in a really bad place, I never thought that I would be really happy, and I am now. Like, I understand, and I'm in a stable place with that. But it wasn't until I realized that I need to focus on myself and stop worrying so much about other people and put work into myself to make me happy. And I started asking myself, what do I need? What do I want? What am I doing? That I was actually making myself happy and making good choices for myself. You can't rely on other people to make you happy, and you can't think that they will, because people have their own stuff going on. They have their own lives, and if you're not gonna make yourself happy, there's no one that can. I mean, you are you. You know what you need, what you want, and what will help you. Number 9, do not let other people control you. This one is very important, and I can't stress this one enough. I've been in a number of relationships, friendship-wise and romantic-wise, where I've had people try to control me and my choices and my life and manipulate me into doing what they wanted. And that put me in a bad place for a really long time, because it was kind of this thing of me thinking, oh, they care about me, they just want what's best for me. But that wasn't the case. It was more of a, this is what I want you to do, so I'm gonna make you think you want to do it. It's kind of hard to say without actually saying it. Completely messed up situations, but I let that go on for quite a while, and it should never be that way. You should never have other people controlling you. If that's how it is, it's not love, it's not friendship, it's not caring, it's kind of emotional abuse. I don't want this to be super deep, but it kind of is. So if anyone's trying to control you, just leave that situation immediately. Like, there's no reason that anyone should be trying to do that. You are your own person, you can make your own decisions, and you shouldn't be living your life according to other people. So if that is ever the case, please leave, because it's really not worth it. Number 10 goes along with number 9. So this one is leave a toxic relationship. So once again, this can be any form, friendship-wise or romantic-wise. If you're in a toxic relationship in any means, in any form, just leave. There's no fixing it, there's no going back, no correcting it. If a person is toxic, if a relationship is toxic, it's just best to leave the situation. The longer you stay, the more hurt you will be. I can speak firsthand, but toxicity is something that I feel like is prevalent in our society now. So I feel like it's really important to realize when to walk away, otherwise you're stuck in this really bad cycle, in this situation that you most likely don't want to be in, is probably not making you very happy, and honestly it really takes a toll on you. So it's best if you can. Obviously it's easier said than done, but if you're in a toxic relationship, just leave. Don't stay, because it's honestly not worth it. Number 11, if you're stuck between 2 choices, pick the second one. This is actually from a quote that I kept seeing on Pinterest. If you're stuck between 2 choices, pick the second one. If you ever really wanted the first one, you wouldn't be contemplating the second one. And that hits me so hard. Like, that quote is so important to me, because I just feel like when you're making a decision, you go back and forth, like, maybe I want this one, maybe I want this one, I don't know. And that causes a lot of stress, it causes a lot of overthinking and that kind of stuff. Because honestly, if you think about it, it makes so much sense. If you're truly happy with something, why would you think about leaving your happiness for something else? And I have learned my lesson from that, and that's something that I kind of live by now. When I am making decisions or when things are happening around me, And honestly, it kind of makes it easier to make decisions now because, like I said, I'm super indecisive, so always go with the second choice. Number 12, don't ever assume people's feelings or desires. So like I said before, how I was always scared to tell people how I felt or what I was thinking, you don't ever know what other people are thinking or feeling, and you can assume that they feel one way and they could feel completely the opposite. I mean, we are not mind readers as people, so, you know, everyone's their own person, everyone has their own thoughts, their own feelings, and it's never fair to assume how people are feeling because, I mean, you don't know what's going on in their head, you don't know what they're thinking, feeling, whatever, so it's best to just not assume because you never know what the actual truth is. Number 13, live for you and only you. Don't devote yourself and your life to other people. So like I said, I've been in toxic relationships. I had this thing where I didn't know who I was, who I wanted to be for a while, and I would like follow other people. And I kept thinking like, oh, I have to make this person happy. I have to do what this person wants me to do. And that is so wrong. So wrong. Like I feel like I've been saying this throughout the whole video, but your life is not anybody else's life. Your life is yours. You should be focusing on yourself. You should be not running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to please other people and give other people what they want. I spent so long trying to make other people happy, thinking if I make them happy, they'll make me happy in return, and it doesn't work that way. If you're devoting your whole self to other people and they're not giving you anything in return, number one, that's toxic again. Number two, it's not good for you. Literally just focus on yourself and live for you. Number 14, you have to love yourself in order to love someone else. I feel like this is a really big one because I feel like so many people run around trying to love other people when they don't even love themselves, and that's a huge thing. I know in this generation, the term self-love and love yourself is a huge thing, but it's also something that's hard to do. A lot of people struggle with it, a lot of teenagers, and it is hard. It's something that takes practice and a lot of work, and it's something that took me some time. I'll have to admit that I do now have self-love and I never really did before, but it is so important. Think about it. If you don't love yourself, you're not full, you're not whole. And I was watching a video the other day, I think it was Sierra Furtado that said this, but you have to be whole to love someone else. If you're only half a person and someone else is only half a person, you're just gonna make one person, and you need to be separate people to have a healthy relationship and to make things work. I was trying to love people when I wasn't even loving myself, and again, it sounds cliche, but it is true, and I found it so hard because I didn't love me. Because of that, I was letting people take advantage of my feelings. Honestly, it's not fun. Like when you're giving yourself away to other people and they're not giving you anything in return, it really hurts and it does take a toll on you. So I think that's something so important. Honestly, you have to love yourself. And once you love yourself and you find someone that loves you, it's easier and it's better. And two people that are not whole and don't love themselves trying to love someone else, it's just gonna put both of you into a bad position. I mean, with the self-love thing, you're a lot happier when you do, and that will help you make better decisions and for you to be happy with someone, to be strong enough to give someone your love and have some in return. 15, don't compare your life to others. This is something that I feel like goes along with the first one of not following other people. So for so long, I compared my life to other people and I was like, oh, but they have this and I don't have that. The thing is, you're not anyone else but you. And I don't know why you would want to be. Like, yeah, some other people have nicer things or more people around them, but that doesn't always amount to happiness. I didn't even realize, like, I have amazing friends, I have a good family, I have a roof over my head, I have everything I could possibly need, and I still want what other people have. And for what? I don't compare anymore because I know that every situation is different, everyone's life is different, and what you see on the outside isn't always how it is on the inside. Also, just comparing things makes you really unhappy. It makes you focus more on the negativity, more of what you don't have, and I think that is so bad. It's kind of dangerous. Comparison makes everything harder. So I feel like without comparison, everything's a lot easier, it's better. And honestly, there's no reason to compare to anyone else's situation because, like I said, every situation is different. Number 16, don't underestimate the power of conversation. For the longest time, I had this mentality where I was closed off. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to tell anyone anything about my life. It was like this huge secret. And honestly, like, that made it so hard because, once again, it's that thing of keeping your emotions inside of you, bottling things up, and that is never healthy. It's very important to talk about it, and for so long I thought, oh, talking about it doesn't do anything, I don't need to talk about it, when really I did need to talk about it. I need to talk about everything. So never underestimate the power of a conversation. If people say, do you want to talk about it? Just say yes. Just say yes. I mean, of course there's things that, yeah, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But you can't not talk about anything ever and expect to be okay. So never underestimate the power of having a conversation with someone, and honestly, don't be afraid to talk. Number 17, when you think there's nothing, there's always more. Basically, this just means when you think you're done and like you literally can't handle anything else and things have been rough for a while, honestly, just keep pushing through because you will make it and things will turn out better, and you will come out the other side. It sucks, but you will always get through it. Sometimes things get really bad, they get really hard, and they get really difficult, and I feel like a lot through high school too, you kind of go through things where you're like, I'll never be happy again, or I'll never be in love again, or whatever, I don't know, whatever the situation may be, and honestly, I thought that for a while too, after certain situations, but that's not the truth. Things do get better, things become clearer, and, you know, it does get easier. Like, obviously, it's life, you have to go through difficult things, but that is life. You're gonna go through hard times, but you just always have to know that you will be okay, and you'll get through it, and you just have to keep pushing through it, and I promise that it will get better. So the last one, number 18, is live. And literally that's it. Just live. I feel like there's been so many times where I've wanted to do something and I just didn't because I was scared I would get in trouble or someone would be disappointed in me or something bad would happen. And honestly, that's stupid. Like, I know this is probably gonna sound bad, sorry to the parents, but there were so many times that I didn't do something because I thought, oh, my parents are going to be mad at me or I'll get in trouble. And yes, you should listen to your parents, but I think that if it's something that you're going to regret and you're going to wish that you did, just do it. I mean, getting in trouble once or twice, you won't be in trouble for the rest of your life, and I think some things are worth the experience. So honestly, live your life. Like, don't hold back because somebody else says something or other people tell you you shouldn't do it. Honestly, just go for it. Just do it. If you want to do something, do it. Live your life. Literally, that's it. Yeah. So that's going to be all for the video. I hope you guys learned something. Maybe you can take something from the video. I hope you enjoyed it too. This is just stuff that I have learned through my 18 years. So maybe you guys have learned the same things. I don't know. Also, by me saying this stuff, that doesn't mean like you absolutely can't do this stuff or like if you get into a situation like this you have to do this. I'm just sharing my experience and my thoughts, what I've learned, and I mean hopefully it helps some people. So that is it for the video. If you liked it, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also share your life lessons in the comments, and your thoughts, opinions, anything like that. Yeah, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All my social medias will be linked down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!